At Borobudur, there is no single door where you suddenly step inside and feel finished. Instead, the temple begins the moment you start walking. Long before reaching the top, you are already inside the experience, surrounded by stone, sky, and quiet. The structure rises gently from the earth, wide and solid like a calm mountain shaped by human hands. Each level invites you higher, but never quickly. The paths turn again and again, guiding you around the temple before letting you climb upward. This slow movement is not accidental. It changes how you feel. Your steps slow, your breathing slows. Even your thoughts begin to quiet as you follow the same circular path that millions have walked before. From the very first step, Borobudur asks for patience, not speed. On the lower levels, tall stone walls stand close on both sides. The carvings stretch endlessly, telling stories through thousands of detailed figures. Some visitors try to photograph everything, but many soon realize it is impossible to capture it all. Instead, they stop, lean closer, and quietly follow the scenes with their eyes. You see daily life, nature, journeys, struggles, kindness, and teaching, all frozen in stone. But the carvings do not feel cold or distant. They feel alive, shaped by hands that wanted to communicate, not just decorate. The stone itself holds warmth from the sun, and when you touch it, it feels smooth, shaped by time and countless passing hands. Walking here feels enclosed and focused, as if the temple is gently holding you in its first embrace. Unlike modern staircases that take you straight up, Borobudur makes you walk around and around before allowing you to rise higher. At first, this feels unusual. You may wonder why you are not moving forward faster, but slowly the repetition becomes calming. Each turn looks similar, but not exactly the same. Each carving offers something new. Each step keeps you moving, but without hurry. This circular walking has a powerful effect on the mind. Thoughts settle, attention shifts to breathing, footsteps, and quiet observation. Many visitors do not realize it, but they are already practicing a form of meditation simply by following the temple's design. As you move upward, the tall walls begin to disappear. Light increases, air flows more freely, the space around you slowly opens. The feeling changes from enclosed to open, from inward to outward. You begin to notice the surrounding landscape: trees, hills, distant villages, and wide skies. Birds pass overhead, wind touches your face. The world feels larger again, but in a gentle way, not a noisy one. This shift in space often brings a sense of emotional release, like stepping from a narrow hallway into open air. The temple seems to guide not only your body, but also your emotional state. At the higher terraces, rows of bell-shaped stone stupas appear, each carefully placed, each holding a statue inside. They repeat again and again, creating a strong sense of balance and rhythm. The design feels intentional, peaceful, and stable. Here, people naturally become quieter. Some sit down, some walk slowly among the stupas, touching the stone gently. The silence here is not forced. It grows naturally, as if noise would not fit the mood of the place. Visitors often describe this area as the most peaceful part of the temple, where thoughts slow down and attention becomes soft and calm. At the highest level, the structure fully opens into wide stone platforms under open sky. There are no walls, no carvings, no narrow paths, only space, wind, and distant views. From here, you can see far across green landscapes and soft mountain shapes. Clouds move slowly, the sun feels closer, the air feels lighter. Many people sit quietly here for long periods, not checking phones, not speaking, simply being present. Some close their eyes, some watch the horizon, some just breathe and listen to the wind. It does not feel like standing on a monument. It feels like standing on a calm island above the world. Many visitors choose special times of day to visit Borobudur, and for good reason. At sunrise, mist often floats through the valleys, and the temple seems to rise above soft white clouds. The light slowly turns the stone from dark gray to warm gold. As the sun appears, the entire place feels gentle and peaceful, like the world waking slowly. At sunset, long shadows stretch across the platforms, and the stone takes on deep orange and soft red tones. The air cools and the crowds thin. Both moments feel quiet and emotional, and many visitors say these times leave the strongest memories. But even during normal daytime hours, Borobudur never feels rushed or loud. Because Borobudur is so valuable and fragile, modern visits are carefully managed. The number of people allowed on the upper levels is often limited. Some visitors must join guided groups or reserve time slots. Special soft sandals are sometimes provided to protect the stone from damage. There are clear paths and rules about where to walk, helping preserve the temple for future generations. These rules may seem strict, but they help keep the experience peaceful and respectful, not crowded or chaotic. Most visitors quickly understand that these protections allow Borobudur to remain calm and beautiful, instead of becoming noisy and damaged. Outside the main structure, wide gardens and open fields surround Borobudur. Visitors often walk slowly around the grounds, sit on benches, or enjoy quiet moments in the shade. The distant mountains and green trees add to the feeling that this is not just a historical site, but part of a natural landscape. Some visitors explore nearby villages, ride bicycles, or enjoy local food, turning the visit into a full day of slow, peaceful travel. This calm environment helps the emotional effect of Borobudur last longer, even after leaving the temple itself. Many people arrive expecting to be impressed by size and beauty. Few expect to be emotionally touched. But walking slowly, rising step by step, and reaching open silence at the top often creates strong personal feelings. Some feel calm, some feel reflective, some feel unexpectedly emotional. It is not dramatic or overwhelming. It is quiet and personal, like the feeling after a deep breath. The temple does not tell you what to believe. It simply gives you space to think and feel. In busy modern life, that kind of space can feel rare and powerful. Borobudur continues to matter because it offers something people still need: slowness, silence, and reflection. It shows that architecture can shape emotions, not just look impressive. It reminds visitors that journeys do not have to be fast to be meaningful. And it proves that ancient design can still guide human experience in gentle and powerful ways. Borobudur is not only about religion, it is about human attention, patience, and presence. When visitors walk back down, the path feels different. It is easier, lighter, but also quieter inside the mind. People speak more softly. Steps are slower. The rush of normal life does not return immediately. Even hours later, many still feel calmer, as if the temple left something behind inside them. Borobudur does not shout. It stays with you quietly. Borobudur is not only the largest Buddhist temple in the world, it is one of the few places where walking itself becomes part of the message. It does not demand attention. It invites patience. It does not impress through noise or movement, but through stillness and balance. It teaches that sometimes the most powerful journeys happen slowly, one step at a time. And long after you leave, the memory of rising through stone into open sky continues to remind you how calm the world can feel when you stop rushing through it. If this journey through Borobudur helped you feel calm, curious, or inspired by the world's sacred places, make sure to subscribe to the channel. More peaceful destinations, deep stories, and meaningful journeys are coming soon. So stay with us and keep exploring through stories.